What's going on, everybody? It's the Indoor Hunter, and today we're talking about cryptids. The Halloween event for the Hunter Classic's been delayed for 4 months now, and it finally arrived. And of course, immediately I got to work. This year's 2025 Halloween event took place on White Rime Ridge, which, for those of you that don't know, is basically Medved, just extremely mountainous. Far more mountainous than Medved is. Shares similar set of species, but of course, because it's Halloween, everything's a zombie, and that means some are hyper aggressive than others. Oh, and the fact that they sprinkled in werewolves in the brand new Wendigo.
I've fought werewolves and zombie rabbits and zombie axis deer, but I've never fought zombie moose, Wendigos. I think there's zombie rabbits and snowshoe hare out here too.
There has been an outcry from the community that the profile in the game of this cryptid doesn't exactly meet the historical accounts of what this dude looks like, so they're catching some flack there, but I am appreciative that they ended up adding it, and, you know, it was delayed. They could have just nixed it right then and there, but they tried, you know? That all said, Hunter Classic is known for its absolute banger holiday events, and Halloween is kind of their forte. This year, of course, was no exception, with the addition of Wendigo. Come on, folks, that's freaking cool. And of course, during this event, the map's native species are, of course, zombified. Some are scarier than others, of course, like the little rabbit that will absolutely murder you without hesitation. And of course, the experience of being hunted by multiple werewolves or wendigos is absolutely terrifying, absolutely brutally punishing. I mean, I died. Playing this event got me to thinking, I think we should inquire about the Hunter Call of the Wild getting these types of events. I don't see why we can't or couldn't, or even maybe get our very own cryptid map. I mean, could you imagine a dedicated cryptid map? One that houses, you know, scary mythical creatures, zombified versions of game critters. I mean, we're always talking about Bigfoot being added to the game. I mean, why not hunt Bigfoot and his rare fur types, you know? I've got a couple unique trophies in the Hunter Classic thanks to these type of events, and it'd just be so cool to see that in Call of the Wild. Imagine like a 300 plus moose, like just a normal moose, but giant, sitting next to a 300 plus giant moose, but it looks like it's straight up out of Resident Evil. I've got a couple unique trophies in the Hunter Classic thanks to these type of events, and it'd just be so cool to see that in Call of the Wild. Imagine like a 300 plus moose, like just a normal moose, but giant, sitting next to a 300 plus giant moose, but it looks like it's straight up out of Resident Evil. Now, obviously, I have no idea visually what this map would look like, but how awesome would it be to be out there hunting, you know, werewolves and zombie deer and all kinds of craziness out there, Bigfoot, I don't know, just some cool craziness. I mean, it would obviously become the most popular map in the game immediately. And honestly, I don't really see any big downsides to it. I mean, how cool would it be? Obviously, you would kind of branch away a little bit from the game's core. That said, the Hunter Classic does a really good job in their events of maintaining that this is a hunting game and you're still going to have to hunt these things. Some of them are hunting you, but you still got to do some hunting stuff. And I would love to see that kind of thing come to the Hunter Call of the Wild. I could see it throwing a wrench into the current, I don't know, just meta or where the game's at as far as playstyles go, because I could see some new generation players jumping ship over to Call of the Wild just to become cryptid hunters, but hey, that'd be cool. I don't care. I just want to see some zombies in my trophy lodge, you know? And forget what I said earlier about not visualizing a map. Imagine you've got New England mountains, for example, except the entire thing's on fire, like giant forest fire, the rivers are rivers of lava, I don't know, something crazy, but you see some moose, you shoot them, and eventually, you know, if you get lucky enough, you get to spawn a great one, you know, zombie moose. The kicker is, it's more like a boss fight than anything, and you gotta fight to survive it, and, you know, the possibilities of a map like this are developmentally endless because you can add whatever you want at that point. Would it derive kind of the core values of the Hunter Call of the Wild? Maybe just a little bit, but hey, it'd be a lot of fun, and you know, it'd be fun. Going back to the Hunter Classic, their events are unmatched, they're beyond fun, but they are slightly exclusive. For example, you have to have specific weapons and ammunition. If you don't have them, you can't really participate, and you're really dedicated, or unless you're really dedicated to grinding the game. Otherwise, you're kind of forced to spend real life money. Stuff costs insane amounts of money in the game. It's hard to come by, and the best way to do it is with your pockets. It is a free-to-play game, and it uses a free-to-play model, so and I guess the same could be said if they were to add a dedicated cryptid map that would cost real life money, but it's a little more generous, I feel like, in Call of the Wild because people participate in multiplayer. That said, the events in the Hunter Classic do give actual impactful rewards, like real life, like in-game currency, which is basically like they're giving you free money, so that's pretty cool. Useful, tangible items in the game that, like I said earlier, you would otherwise spend real life money on or spend a very long time grinding for. And back to Call of the Wild, I'd already mentioned it. I mean, just to mount the like, we've already got an insane trophy variety in the Hunter Call of the Wild, don't get me wrong, but imagine the fur types that you could have if we weren't necessarily constrained to, quote, realism. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, you ever tried to shoot a whitetail but it had lizard skin instead? I don't know. It's just, the possibilities, again, are endless. I just think it'd be so much fun. By the time this video releases, the Halloween event's going to be over for Hunter Classic, but like I said, if you're interested in the game, it's free to play. It's PC only, unfortunately. Again, I think they should add it to console, but it's still incredible. Came out in 2009. Which means if you've got a potato of a PC, theoretically it should run it, and I couldn't recommend it more. Let me know what you guys would like to see added as far as cryptids to the Hunter Call of the Wild in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the next one.